Thank you for joining Odie and me. Today we are reading a very unique book called Shadow Night by Kay Chora. The moon rose fat and white. Its light fell through James's window, making a square on the wall. A breeze blew the curtains, flip-flap, making shadows. They rustled. Shh, shh. To James, the shadows looked like monsters. Mama, Daddy, yelled James. Those were only curtain shadows, said Mama. James hid his face. Make them go away, he said. So Daddy pinned the curtains back, and the monsters went away. Look, said Daddy, we can make our own shadows. We can, said James. Yes, said Mama, we can make all kinds of animals. I can make a snail. And look, here's a goose, Daddy said. I can make a bird and a dog. I can even make an alligator. James laughed. Can you make an elephant? Daddy thought for a minute. Then he made an elephant. Mama and I can make a story with these animals. It's not a scary story, is it? Asked James. Not at all, said Mama. So Mama and Daddy began to tell a story. Once upon a time there were two spiders. We can scare anyone, they said. Snail came along. Slide, slide. The spiders ran to scare him. Snail said, I'm not afraid, and popped into his shell. Bird flew by, flap, flap. The spiders ran to scare him. You can't scare me. I will fly away, said Bird. Goose walked by, honk, honk. The spiders ran to scare her. I will snip, snap both of you, said Goose. I'm not afraid of you. Dog walked by, bow, wow. The spiders ran to scare him. Ha ha, bow, wow. I can run faster than you, said Dog. Alligator with his big jaws walked by. Chomp, chomp. The spiders ran to scare him. Ha ha, chop, chop. You don't scare me. Alligator snapped his jaws. The little spiders were scared. Help, help. Elephant was walking by and heard them. He took them on his trunk and waved them high in the air. Now we are bigger than anyone. Even alligator, they said. Everyone laughed. Ha ha ha. Then Daddy scooped up James and held him high. Now I am bigger than anyone, said James. Even Daddy, said Mama. Then Daddy twirled James like an airplane and flew him into bed. Mama tucked him in, and they both kissed James goodnight and left the room. The room felt empty. It was quiet. It was dark. All but the white square on the wall. James felt very small without Daddy holding him high. He put one finger in the light. Then he put all his fingers in the light. Then he put his head and shoulders in the light. Then James put his whole self in the light. James jumped and jumped. And each time he made a great big shadow monster. James was no longer afraid. He remembered how good he felt after Mama and Daddy had said goodnight to him. Then all alone in his quiet room, James said, Good night, spiders. Good night, bird. Good night, snail. Good night, goose. Good night, dog. Good night, alligator. Good night, elephant. Then James slipped out of bed and closed the curtains. They blew, flip, flap. James heard them whisper, shh, shh, as he crawled into bed. And James fell asleep, fast asleep. Shh. The end.